Welcome to the Rise and Grind workshop. If you're new here, my name is Ryan, and this right here is our brand new Refinecolor ZZ2C, and this is a flatbed UV printer. And just in case you missed part one, we did a complete unboxing of this unit, and I will have a link to that down below in the description. I do want to thank Matt and Jay again for sending out this unit. I can't wait to take you guys through this entire setup process. My entire goal for today's video is to make sure once you've ordered your ZZ2C or any other model Refinecolor printer, you're going to feel extremely confident that you can get this thing out of the crate, up onto your work table, and we're now going to go through the rest of the assembly and setup process. We're going to go ahead and get the proper software installed. I'm going to walk you through that process as well, and we're also going to do some test prints in this video as well. So buckle up and let's dive right into it. You'll notice two white pieces of tape on the front of the unit. There's going to be two pieces on the back side as well. Go ahead and start to remove these. Just like the front side, two more pieces on the back side. Now with that tape removed, go ahead and lift this cover up. That's going to expose the print head over here on the right hand side. Now with the lid open, we can access the print head. During the shipping process, they do not want this print head moving around on this gantry system, so they've secured this down to the gantry. We're looking for this little bracket located right here. On my particular machine, I have two Phillips head screws. Go ahead and break those loose. Now go ahead and remove this bracket and make sure you save the hardware. Now with that bracket removed, go ahead and grab one of those extra Phillips screws and go ahead and put it right back here in this location where it's missing. And guys, I'm still battling the bronchitis, so please bear with me. Now with the print head free, you should be able to gently slide this across the gantry. You shouldn't be feeling any resistance. You're just verifying that everything is moving back and forth very freely. We're all good here. Now that we know the print head moves freely across the gantry, we now want to check the print table. Go ahead and grab the front of this table, and you're going to want to pull it forward, and you're going to press this backwards. You're really just looking to make sure this work table moves freely all the way to the back position and all the way up to the front position. You want to make sure nothing's binding, clicking, or making any weird noises. So far, everything is working very smooth. Let's move right along. Now go ahead and grab the small box. This one here happens to say spare parts on it, and I'm assuming that this is going to have all of my cables and cable management inside of here. We've got ourselves a Phillips screwdriver. We've got a user manual. We've got our power cord, as well as an entire bag of accessories to help assist in the rest of the setup process. And this ZZ2C just operates off of your standard 110, 115. Let's move to the back side of this unit, and I'll show you where this gets plugged in. Now on the back side of the unit, this is marked very clear, AC 110 volt. This plug can only go in one way. Make sure you seat that nice and secure. Now that we have power to the unit, let's go ahead and turn it on and test our Z height access up and down along with our infrared sensor. Let's go ahead and flip the switch on the back of the unit, and don't forget the red e-stop button right here in the front needs to be disengaged. I can't tell you how many people think their machine has no power and they have forgot to disengage the e-stop. All right, power supplied to the unit. Let's go ahead and disengage that e-stop, and success. When you first power on the unit, it's going to go ahead and go through an initializing process. Now that we have power to the unit, it went through the initializing process. The controller is very simple. One of the first things you want to test in this process is go ahead and press the out button. That's going to go ahead and bring the table towards you. Go ahead and press the in button. That's going to bring the table towards the back. That is functioning properly. Let's go ahead and test our left to right. Our print head is moving left to right, no problem. Now we're going to want to lift the table or raise that Z height up to get some more packaging out from underneath the printer. You're going to locate the buttons that say up and down, and you're going to go ahead and press up. Pretty self-explanatory. Raising the Z height of this bed is going to reveal this little dust cover. You want to gently get your hands back behind here, and they just had some more foam back inside of here to help in the shipping process. You just want to make sure you get all that extra packaging and foam removed from the machine. Go ahead and check the front and the back side. You know it was only a matter of time till I said it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting pretty excited. Now the ZZ2C does feature an infrared beam. You're going to want to put your hand in the crossway and just verify that that's working correctly. We're all good there. Now I want you to locate the network cable that came over here in your accessory bag. You're also going to need to locate the USB thumb drive that came in that unit. And a quick disclaimer, this ZZ2C is only going to work on a Windows-based laptop. We use a MacBook on all our other machines in the shop, so we will be using a dedicated Windows laptop to run this ZZ2C. The next step in the process is going to be setting up a network connection and getting this printer talking to the software. Let's go ahead and show you how we get that all set up. So I think my plan of action, I'm going to use this mobile cart, set up my laptop right here. I can keep my laminator and all my UV printing accessories for the printer in this mobile workstation. Let's go ahead and take that Ethernet cable. We're going to plug that into our laptop right here. And on the back side of the unit, there's a basic Ethernet plug. You're going to go ahead and plug the other in right here. Locate the Ethernet plug on the back side, make that connection as well. Go ahead and locate your USB drive and plug that into your laptop. Now, depending on when you purchased your ZZ2C or even where you purchased your ZZ2C, you may have noticed we simply ran an Ethernet connection and we've now put the USB thumb drive in here. This newer version, ZZ2C from Jay's Printer Parts, no longer requires any sort of security dongle. Now take a look at my IP address number, my subnet prefix length, my gateway, and my preferred DNS. On the instructional videos I had watched prior, the subnet mask was 255.255.255.0. Every time I tried to save that, I was getting an IP address error. I then found an article online that talked about saying that was a subnet prefix length. They didn't need the whole thing, and that number I cited earlier was equivalent to 24. We went ahead and put that 24 in there, clicked save, and it worked that time. So hopefully that helps you out if you encountered that same error I had. Now we need to install the Print EXP software, and here's where I made mistake number 2. I simply went over here to the icon off of the thumb drive and I double clicked on it. I got the good old files are corrupted, download a new version. You're going to need to drag that file out of the USB drive onto your desktop. Once it's on your desktop, go ahead and right click on that and run it as administrator. Grant it permission, and if everything went correctly, you should now see your install wizard. Go ahead and follow your on-screen prompt instructions. Go ahead and click finish. Go ahead and click this. I believe that is next. Go ahead and proceed with this one again. It will continue installing. Now don't be alarmed, mine did take quite a while till this next screen popped up, so just be patient and go ahead and click that icon right there. So now that you successfully installed your Print EXP, go ahead and locate the application icon, give that a double click. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot believe it, but down here in the lower right-hand corner, this says device ready. And again, I'm fumbling through this for the first time. You guys are learning with me. It says the device is ready. Right next to that is our color cartridges. Those are flashing. Watching some tutorials earlier, I know that that indicates our ink wells are empty. That's also going to be part of the setup process. Let's keep on moving. Now listen up, if you do not want to find yourself down in the deep end, treading water, fighting for your life, pay attention. One of the main reasons we partnered up with Jay's Printer Parts and went ahead and got this Refinecolor ZZ2C was plain and simple. Anytime you're jumping into a new industry, it doesn't really matter how much experience you have with other type of machinery. Yes, if you look online, you can import similar machines, clones, and other brands and have those things shipped directly to your door. Here's where your main problem is going to be. I have seen countless posts with these imported machines where people have a very simple problem, but they have no idea what it is, they have no support, and that machine ends up being a giant brick. For the price of this unit, you're going to get professional tech service and support from both Matt and Jay. Not only that, I'm going to have a link down below in the description. They have their own private Facebook group where you can post your questions and other users will help out, and I'm also part of that community, and I'm going to help you out the best I can as well. And real quickly, without sounding like too much of an infomercial, if you guys are gaining any value out of these videos on these UV color printers, go ahead and visit the Jay's Printer website. I'll have a link to that down below in the description. And if you want to help me out in this channel, go ahead and use discount code RISENGRIND. Every month, Jay and Matt are throwing a couple freebies with that discount code. I don't know what it is this month. Go ahead and take a look and find out for yourself. But in all seriousness, guys, that is absolutely one of the most important parts of why we partnered up with Jay's and brought this printer in here. The last thing you want to do, spend your hard-earned money and get zero support and help. That's not going to be an issue with this machine. Prior to moving on, inside of Print EXP, navigate over to the menu, scroll down to where it says Printer Setting. You want to verify this is our ZZ2C UV printer. We want to make sure that our default is set for the XP600 UV. Now, if you have any experience with a laser engraver, anytime you want to do something with the rotary attachment like tumblers, you would use the SP file, and then when you're done with that rotary attachment, you would flash it back to the flat pack, just like on a CO2 laser engraver. Once you have verified the XP600 is correct, go ahead and exit. Now, once again, navigate over to the menu and click on your canvas setting. This setting right here is going to represent your bed size. We've now reached the point where we need to load this printer up with some ink. Jay's Printer Parts was nice enough to send us out a set of both hard and soft inks. And you might be saying to yourself, wait a minute, did he just say hard and soft? I'm going to give you a quick basic rundown, and you guys might want to make sure you're subscribed to this channel because we're going to do a deep dive in a future video. If you're printing on something hard plastic like this 3D printed laser jig, this is where you'd want to use a hard ink. There's not going to be any flex to this item, and that's where you would use hard ink. So as you can kind of tell, these inks are kind of self-explanatory. If you're wanting to print full color on something like leather or leatherette and it's extremely pliable, or something like a soft rubber phone case, that's the type of application you would want to use your soft inks. And as we take a deeper dive into this printer and products later on in this video series, you're going to start to realize you can use a combination of hard and soft inks to do some very difficult prints, but we're going to save that for a more advanced video later in the future. Jay's Printers Parts is well known for providing nice, high-quality UV ink at an affordable price. You will not have to use any promoters to get this stuff to adhere to most of the items you're going to be printing on. And just in case you're wondering, the UV ink bottle does have a soft ink or a hard ink checkbox. Go ahead and locate all the ones that say hard. Now on the back side of the machine, you're going to notice two ink wells, one on the left and one on the right. The one on the left is going to hold your gloss or your varnish, your white and your black. The right-hand side is going to be your CMY, which is going to be your cyan, your magenta, and your yellow. Go ahead and locate your ink bottle. Once again, the tops are going to color coordinate to the ink wells right here. This is going to be our yellow. You want to give that a really good shaking. Go ahead and remove this cap. Drop it on the floor just like that. So now we're ready to pour the ink, and I'm just going to place a little rag underneath of my ink well to catch any extra spills. Rinse and repeat, moving down the line. Okay, let's quickly take a look at the lower right-hand corner. You're going to notice the black, cyan, magenta, yellow, and white are full. The varnish is blinking because I did not load the varnish up right now. In the lower right-hand corner, it says device is ready, and in the lower left-hand corner, the network connection shows we're established. We need to do our first inking and load that ink into the printer. We're going to come up here and double-check that we have the right head selected, the XP600 two heads. You're going to scroll over here to where it says load ink, and you're going to come down here and choose first inking. Notice the timer next to loading ink. You're going to let that run for 30 seconds and then click stop. Once you've hit stop, the UV printer is going to go ahead and do its own nozzle cleaning. The unit automatically did a cleaning and returned to the home position. You'll know you're ready to move forward when the load ink icon can be activated or clicked again. Go ahead and hit that one more time, and we're going to run that for 5 seconds this time. Now go ahead and hit stop. You'll notice the display screen is going to read loading ink again, and it's going to do one more cleaning, and we'll be ready to do our first nozzle check. So far, how you guys feeling? Do you think you can handle getting your ZZ2C set up? I'm going to be perfectly honest, this has been a very basic and simple process. I have a lot of experience using Photoshop and different types of software programs like that. We obviously are working with laser engravers and CNC routers, and if you have a basic understanding of computers, this is going to be a very simple machine to get set up and start using. We are now ready to do our first official nozzle check, and you're going to be seeing it firsthand with me. This is going to be my first reaction and my first time ever using a UV printer. So let's go ahead and get that paper loaded onto this work surface, and I'm going to show you how you do that. One of my favorite things about the ZZ2C is going to be this vacuum table. This is a 33 by 60 work envelope, and once you go ahead and depress this button right here, that's going to go ahead and activate this vacuum table, and that's going to allow us to just place our sheet of paper right here on the work table. So here's a very important pro tip from somebody that works on very expensive machines on the daily. The last thing you want to do is damage your print head. That's going to be one of the more expensive components to replace, so you're always going to want to make sure you can avoid a print head strike. This unit, just like a laser engraver, is going to have a certain focal distance range you want to stay within. 2 to 3 millimeters is your recommended focal distance. Earlier in the video I showed you, this does have an infrared stopper right here. So right now I'm going to show you how you use your auto focus. So right now we simply have a white piece of 8.5 by 11 printer paper, and you'll notice on the control panel right here it says up, down, left, right, in and out. Right now we're going to go ahead and depress the button that says up, and that's going to move the automatic Z table up, and I'm going to hold this down until this thing automatically stops that table from moving and makes that nasty sound. Now, just for clearance and safety, go ahead and back it down 1, 2 clicks. That should give you enough clearance so that the print head is not going to strike your table. I always recommend you visually verify your 2 to 3 millimeters with your eyeballs. I just don't trust autofocus systems on most machines. So right now I'm going to locate the button that says L, and I'm going to jog this print head out over the work material. And as you can see, we have the proper clearance. We're now ready to do a nozzle check. Another pro tip, you'll notice right here on this control panel, do not use the right button to send the print head home. You want to make sure this locks into position. We're going to use the center button. Let's go ahead and press the center button and lock that print head home. Now, if I did everything correctly, this should do a nozzle check when I press the button that says nozzle. Here we go. You're going to witness the first nozzle check live, just like I am. I'm going to go ahead and depress the nozzle button on 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So just in case you've never seen what a print head nozzle check looks like, you're basically looking for missing components within this diagram right here. My understanding is anything less than 10 is good, and as you can tell, we've got 11 little pieces missing. So again, I think I'm just going to do another head cleaning and run another nozzle check. So after the second nozzle check, that's looking incredible. It looks like there might be one piece of yellow missing. Let's get ready to print this test flag. Go ahead and find the import icon. Earlier I talked about dragging the contents of that USB drive onto your desktop. Locate the folder that has the color flag. You're going to go ahead and grab that and hit open. Once you do that, it's going to bring up a menu. You can import this in at the original size, or you can put in a custom size. I clearly have mine on the screen already in the lower right hand corner. What you see is what you get. This unit is going to print on the front right hand corner on that work table just like you see it. Go ahead and select your material, head up to the spot color. Go ahead and double check on the left hand side that this says all. Scroll on over. Mine said -30 on the density increase. Factory, that should be 0. Go ahead and leave everything as is, as you see on the screen. Later on, we're going to go more in depth on what all these settings do. So once again, we have a fresh sheet of paper loaded up here in the front right hand side. We've got the unit 2 to 3 millimeters within focus. If you're just going to print something one time, go ahead and print. If this is going to be something you anticipate printing in the future, you will want to go ahead and rip that and save those settings. Go ahead and click the print icon on the middle drop down tab. You see 8 pass, 12 pass, and 16 pass. We're going to stick with 12 passes on this one. We're going to go ahead and click print. I, for some reason, keep getting this error. We'll hit OK. And if everything went correctly, we should now be ready to start printing our color test flag. Look at that beautiful color flag. Oh my gosh. Dude, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get something in here and print on it. Guys, this is absolutely incredible. This is the Refinecolor ZZ2C 2-print head. We just ran a white base and full color on top of that. This is dry immediately to the touch, straight out of that UV printer. Didn't even bleed through on the back side of the paper. This flag looks incredible. Now let's go ahead and see what we can find in the workshop and print something cool. Let's go ahead and try to print a full color graphic on some wood. This is a 3mm Baltic birch, and this is from a company called True Flat. I've never used this material before. It looks like it has a nice matte clear finish on it already. Really flat. Let's go ahead and get this placed over here. Now if you're new to UV printing, take a look at that bright light. That is a UV light, and the neat benefit of that, as the white ink goes down and then the color ink, that UV light is coming along and curing and drawing that ink to the touch as soon as it comes off of the job. As soon as the print is done, the table's going to automatically come towards you. We'll go ahead and turn that vacuum table off, and let me tell you something. This is the most excited I've been in a long time. I truly cannot believe the quality of this, and I can't believe I even just printed this. This is unbelievable. Take a quick look at that. Hopefully that looks good on the camera. Now here's the best part. Can you believe that? Straight off of that printer. Oh my, dude. Oh, I am so excited, guys. This year's content is going to be insane. Now, flatbed UV printers like these have been on the market for quite some time. However, the prices have not come down until I found this Jay's printer parts. This is the ZZ2C, and as you see it equipped here with the two heads, this thing's going to run you about $5,000. Now, depending on who your target audience is or the type of product you plan on making, they also offer a larger model that comes in a 60/90 configuration. Remember, this was a 30/60, and they also make a Pro version as well. And guys, that unit is still going to be priced under 10 grand. If you look at any of the major manufacturers, they're going to lock you into a nice lease, and you're going to be spending upwards of $40,000. Now let's be real, am I truly trying to compare this to a $40,000 machine head to head? Absolutely not. I'm truly showing you that if that's not the price point for you, go ahead and take a quick look over at Jay's Printer Parts. And if you guys gained any value out of this video, make sure you use my code RISENGRIND. Each month, Jay's is going to add some goodies to your cart when you input that code. That's a fantastic way to help keep this channel going. We're going to focus in on how you can combine your 3D printed products and the UV printer. We're going to take the leatherette market by storm and start showing you how to make full color leatherette. And as you guys just saw, we have some really neat ideas. I'm going to teach you how to do some really neat patterns on this type of material and get really creative with your sign making skills. And we're also going to be doing some LED signage. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would highly recommend you subscribe right now. And I highly encourage you guys to drop a comment down below. I make this content for you guys. I truly want to know what you guys want to know more about this machine and what type of future content I can help make for you. And there's many other ways that you can help support this channel for free, so I highly encourage you to check those out. Once again, thank you to everybody that tunes into this channel. We couldn't do it without you. And thanks again to Jay's Printer Parts. We'll catch you guys on the next video.